Welcome back to the channel. We are here with another message. Once upon a time, in ancient Babylon, there was a young man who dreamed of becoming a great merchant, but he had been born into a poor family with no possibility of fulfilling his dreams. From the age of 6, he worked hard to ensure that bread and food never lacked on his table. Instead of being grateful, he grew up resentful, and although he never complained since he was mute, his thoughts were always filled with revolt, and his expression was hardened and heavy. His spiritual master believed he had been born that way, yet they treated him with kindness and respect. He was helpful, even though ill will was always his inner companion. One day, from a distant land, a beautiful young woman arrived to marry the son of the family he served. He could hardly believe her beauty and instantly fell in love with, with her. He thought was an angel from heaven. His resentment deepened, and in the silence of his small room, he would let out grunts of rage. He was mute. His spiritual mentor often appeared to him, recommending patience and calm, reminding him that his encounter and his very life had been chosen by him to repair the crimes of his past, committed against the same family who now received him almost like a son. With his mediumship awakened, he could clearly see the spiritual world, but instead of listening to his mentor, he rejected his influence completely and aligned himself with greed spirits. In conversation with these spirits, he devised a plan to kill his brother and take both his fortune and his wife. And so it was done. Despite all the obstacles placed in his path to stop him from carrying out such a dreadful plan, he solved each problem and tended to every detail over the course of 10 years. When the opportunity arose, he arranged for bandits to attack his brother's caravan and take his life. Even against the will of his brother's widow, he forced marriage upon her. But the false victory that had once seemed so sweet soon became bitter, and even greater discontent consumed his being. Meanwhile, in the spiritual realm, his brother, after seeking revenge for his murder, was convinced to leave the matter to the divine providence. Years passed, and the usurping brother's pain only grew. Business problems arose, problems he never knew nor cared to solve. He attracted as his children the very same entities, spirits that had helped him with his dreadful plan, and all of them fell into misery, except for his brother's wife, who passed away earlier, for she did not deserve to endure such suffering. At a certain point, burdened by debts that had accumulated through excess and pleasure with his grown children, his creditors sold them all into slavery. Unable to bear such hardship, our main character took his own life. Upon arriving in the higher realm, the spiritual plane, he faced even greater torments that cannot be described until 20 years after his death he was finally rescued. A nurse cared for him personally in a hospital without ever speaking a word. When he recovered, 3 familiar spirits came to see him, and the mysterious nurse revealed himself as none other than his brother that he ordered to kill. Stunned by the revelation, he could not believe that the very brother he had harmed so deeply had been the one to care for him. From then on, many encounters and conversations followed, until they all agreed to reunite once again on the stage of earthly life. The protagonist, the usurper brother, would incarnate first, followed by his forgiven brother. It was arranged that his brother, because of his greater capacity to sacrifice, would be successful, while Najib would live with financial limitations. This way, he would learn to succeed through his own effort, without taking what belonged to others or expecting everything to be handed to him. His brother Said committed to assisting him whenever necessary, so that his forgiveness could be consolidated and the burden of vengeance lifted from his soul. Although older, Najib always wanted to imitate his younger brother. Said, besides being more handsome, was a natural leader, while Najib wasted time with worldly distractions. Said studied and worked diligently. Did not take long for Said to stand out financially. Each new car, new clothing, or new girlfriend that Said showed off became a source of envy for Najib. Despite the competitive climate between the brothers, thanks to their mother's constant mediation, the animosity that once led to crime gradually vanished from their minds. Najib and Said remain incarnated to this day, helping each other, showing that divine providence has its loving ways of restoring balance. Only the law of reincarnation could bring these two souls back together, so that the law of justice, love and charity could do its work in setting their lives straight. And so it happens with millions of families around the world. Some manage to overcome their differences, while others do not, and these later cases often become newspaper headlines about the crimes we see. But they too will one day prevail, for in the long cycle of life, of existence, which is one and undenying, we are always brought back together with those we have hurt and those who have hurt us, for the necessary reconciliation of love and forgiveness. Until the next video, thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.